Capricorn, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early to mid-November 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Capricorn collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for these lovely Capricorns in early to mid-November? What energies, messages, insights can we take a peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Cappy. What's the vibe? Let's get this card out. Yeah, the deck is trying to jump out of my hands already. That's always a good sign. Well, let's see what the vibe is here. What do we got for good friends? There we go. Ask and you shall receive. Okay, so this card does normally look pretty simple, right? We see the lady. She's sitting next to that window. But when we look at the deeper layers of the symbolism, there's a lot there. There's a lot to uncover. Yeah, there's a little mystery. Yeah, there's a little waiting and communication. But it doesn't have to be a bad card here. It's very much in depth. There's a lot of layers to it. So you might be dealing with situations like that. Now, before we fully dive into it, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the November subscriber surprise towards the end. So you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk about some of the symbolism. So again, we see the lady. She's sitting next to the window. It's nighttime outside. There's a moon. Big golden clock takes up our attention here. So it kind of implies that she's waiting on something. Now, is she waiting on facts? Is she waiting on communication? I mean, there's a bird with an envelope in its mouth. I do say in its roughest sense, this could be a little bit of boredom. So for some of you, maybe you're just feeling a little bored with something. It's not a thrilling energy, this card. So again, watch out for stuff like that. Maybe you need to inject a little energy into your routine and have a little bit of fun. Now, time. I always say it's intriguing how it affects us all. Sometimes it feels like time is dragging. Sometimes it feels like it's flying. So there is somebody possibly waiting, and there is some sort of mysterious energy in the mix. The communication's important too, because that would tie into what we saw last week as well. And we'll talk about that in a moment. I would say the only downside to this is maybe there are situations you're dealing with that are very complex, okay, with all the symbolism, all the stuff going on. So we're just going to let her chill there, or there's a lot on the mind. But we'll let her hang out. She's obviously waiting on something important. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for my cappies. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So as mentioned, it was a reading kind of consisting around communication. The reading was titled The Shocking Talk. Now, that could really show itself in a lot of different ways, whether it's a topic or something you totally weren't expecting to talk about, or a person you totally weren't expecting to talk to. It was giving me tower-like energy. So hopefully if there have been tower moments, they haven't been too rough. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it is for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Cappy. And yeah, for like the past month, I've just been seeing other people's energy like a lot in your readings, which happens from time to time, but usually not so consistently. So if you're an energetically sensitive person, make sure you're protecting your energy. Okay? I'm not saying something bad's happening, but when I see other people's energy all over yours, it's like, okay. All right, just watch out for outside influences. Okay, so we're starting with the 10 wands. Don't get too nervous about that. It's a beautiful, determined energy. So we're going to get him placed right there by the amethyst. He could chill out a minute. He could take a break from carrying those wands. We got Death card. Don't get nervous about that either. It is Scorpio season. This is a Scorpio card. Let's get one more. What do we got here for Cappy? Intense energy. And yeah, there's the waiting. So there's a lot of fire energy this week, which is intriguing again, especially with what I saw last week. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, as I already said, there's And you know, I like to look at the elements because it informs me how the energy is moving. And we have a lot of fire, right? The 10 of Wands, 3 of Wands. That's the realm of action. So the actions we take, the actions others take. It's passion, drive, desire. It's that internal combustion system within us. So it's our get up and go. It's our motivation. I generally really like it, but I have a lot of fire sign placement, so I'm a little skewed to the element. Now, the downside with a lot of fire, yeah, I mean, it can get a little out of hand sometimes, right? It's an energy that can take a left on you real quick. So, with that shocking energy last week, and now we have a whole bunch of fire this week, it's like, okay, either it's like very, very hot and cold, or there's like big swings in someone's energy here. So, we'll dig into that deeper. That's only the downside. We also have water right there with the death card. Now, that might not look like a water card, but again, it's Scorpio. And this might just be telling us something that happens within the season. But when we look at a lot of water elements, that's the internal world. So it's like we have the action and outside, and then we have the internal. Water energy is great for creation. It's super nurturing, loving, and caring normally. It's super intense, especially in this card form. It could connect to relationships and partnerships and stuff like that, but I don't like to like single it out just for that alone. The big thing with water, similar to fire, it's always flowing, it's always moving, it's not super stable. But luckily, as an earth sign, you could work with this. You could work with the water energy. Let's go through this piece by piece and really start to build it out, though. Position number one, the 10 of Wands. Now, as you can see, we have this individual. He has a big bundle of sticks, and normally he's depicted walking up a hill. Now, I'll give you the good, and then we'll get into the potential challenges of this card. The good, very determined, right? And that is Capricorn energy if I've ever seen it. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't quit, won't quit. When I set my eye on something, when I set my intention on something, I will achieve it one way or another, even if things get a little bit rough, because this energy is heavy, right? It's burdened. So whether it is taking an action that you don't quite want to take or something being a little tougher than initially thought, this card can represent that for sure. Could be mental, emotional, physical burden. This card does deal with energy levels as well. So if you've been burning the candle at both ends, if you've been busy, 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 Spirit might want you to pace yourself when this card is here. When it talks about the physical vessel, I always say watch out for the neck, back, and spine. You might be holding tension there. You might need a little good massage when this card is in the mix. But the big difficulty with the 10 of Wands is the heaviness that we already spoke about. So whether doing something begrudgingly or having energy issues where you're feeling tired, feeling zapped, lethargic. So we'll look into it and see. Again, I love it for the determination, but it can sometimes be a little problematic. It's all good though. Now, moving to the middle, we have a card that is super intense. Okay. And I always tell everyone, don't get freaked out about the death card. Okay. I know whenever tarot is on a show or a movie, this card is the first one out. Right? The fortune teller always pulls the death card. Oh, scary, scary. Not necessarily. To me, this is more representative of change. Now, could it represent endings? Sure. Could it represent the close of cycle? Absolutely. But to me, it's not like 10 of swords, all said and done. To me, this is more of like a phoenix rising from the ashes. So we think of change, we think of transformation, intense. Now, life is all about change, but this is more like karmic and intense. That's a big thing with this card as well. It's karmic. So we'll see. Is it an ending? Maybe. Is it just a transformation that might be taking some time? Absolutely. Now, moving to the back end, we have a very similar energy to what we saw with the Oracle card. We have the Three of Wands. This is one of my huge cards of manifesting, creating, bringing something towards you where it's like, okay, I'm not putting energy that way. The energy needs to come this way. The thing I like about this, aside from the manifesting, it's a card of spirit saying something is almost here. It's almost within reach. So if there's something you've been manifesting, praying for, meditating on a certain result, when I see this, it's like, all right, it's almost here. It's almost here, Capricorn. Now, that's a great thing. But what could be the issue with a card like this? Sometimes it could be someone that waits a little too long. Sometimes this could represent somebody that is feeling stuck. This could represent issues and problems too, similar to the 10. So I like the energetic potential we have here, but there might be a couple of pitfalls. It's all good though, because that such is life, right? Like it's not always sunshine and rainbows, but it could be worse. So I want to dive deeper on all of the Capricorn. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message. which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that 10 of Wands. And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Cappy, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, 10 of Wands time. And again, keep in mind, this energy could be someone else too, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be you. You might be golden right now. But let's see what's up. Let's see why the 10 of Wands is here. Okay. Lovers, and very similar to what I've been seeing. So we have the Lovers in the upright. Normally, this is an extremely healing type of card, especially with the Archangel. Now, obviously, when a card like the Lovers comes out, we automatically think of relationships, connections, people that we're very close to. Big Gemini energy with this if you're connected to Gemini. So yeah, we could add that to the mix. So whether this is somebody you're connected to going through some difficulties, maybe it's a connection you have where the energy, there's a lot of history, there's a lot of weight to it. It's not flighty, if that makes sense. It's not something that's insignificant. So we could be seeing some sort of very impactful person or impactful connection. Now, aside from that, and we'll see, again, maybe someone you're connected to, they're really going through it, right? Like maybe they need some assistance, maybe they got some problems going on. And if you're an empathetic person, you might be able to pick up on that and feel that, especially if they're struggling, whoever it might be. And remember, it doesn't just have to be a lover, it could be any soul bond or soul tie. But the big thing I always think of, especially if you're not watching this for love and relationships, is the Archangel Raphael, the Archangel of healing. So when we have a card of physical vitality, we have a card of healing underneath, and now is a great time, especially to focus on physical health and well-being, whether it's doctor checkups, whether it's a fitness routine. There's great energy around healing the physical vessel here. Let's just keep going. So again, either there's someone you're connected to that's going through some issues. It could be a very impactful individual showing up in the energy as well, but we also have that tie to the physical vessel. Let's keep moving. Let's see, because we have a lot coming up. So let's see what's up with the Death card, and then we'll keep it moving. So why is the Death card here? And as I mentioned earlier too, at the time of this reading, it's Scorpio season, Scorpio card. So maybe it's just going to give us more hints about the next few weeks, right? So why is Death here for Capricorn? Why is Death here for Capricorn, please? Okay. Strong karmic energy here. All right. Big karmic shift in the vibe. Now, when I speak about karmic shifts, that normally is something where it's either something we signed up before incarnating here, or it's the universe taking the wheel, where the universe says, okay, this needs to go this way. This situation needs to happen this way. And the universe says, all right, I'll take the wheel. I will control it. I will change what needs to be changed. So there is some sort of like really strong energy. Now, the thing that may be frustrating is with the Death card and the Four of Pentacles, this could be a change or a shift that might be out of your hands, where it's like, oh, I tried my best. Oh, I did what I could. The energy just seems to be moving one way, whether you like it or not. And I hate saying it like that, but that's just kind of how this energy feels. Now, again, it could be this for another person too, like with the way the energy is flowing. Now, usually the Four of Pentacles, I like it for finance. You see that person holding on to the pentacle. So there might be some decent energy here around like financials and investments. Might be new things coming in or new ways to reimagine that area of life. But when I see it in the reverse under the Death card, it's like, ooh, I'm trying to stop this from happening. Ooh, I'm trying to hold back. Um, I'm not saying this is somebody getting in the way of the universe's plan, because the universe is going to do what the universe does. But to me, it's also holding on from something from the past too. So we got a little funkiness here in the center. I don't necessarily feel like it's bad, but I feel like there could be a change that might be out of your hands, or a shift where the universe is like, all right, I'll take control of this. Leave it to me. Let's keep moving. We're going to go in on the Three of Wands. We're going to go in on the Three of Wands. And listen, I know in life, there's some things we can control, like our actions, like our reactions. But there's always going to be stuff that it is what it is, right? There's not much we can do about it. Let's go in on the Three of Wands. Let's see what that has. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. So why is the Three of Wands here for my good friends? Thank you. Okay. This is like a twist to me. it's a twist. Whether it's within a situation or even with somebody else, to me, it's like, like a sudden little twist or surprise. So I would say keep your head on a swivel in this time. I like it for the most part with the energy here on the back, but we got the double fire. Most of this spread is fire energy. So remember what I said from earlier. Now, the Two of Wands is also a card that seems to be waiting, right? To me, it's a card of strategy and planning. I want it to go this way, and this way. I have it all set up and planned out. When I see the Three of Wands and the Two of Wands in reverse, it's like we have a sudden twist or a change. And we saw it here in the center. The universe is going to do what it's going to do, but it might not be going the direction you think it is. So for some of you, you might be like, oh, this isn't going great. I could see this going bad. And then boom, it switches and goes the other way into something positive. Could be the reverse as well. There's just some unpredictability with it. I would say there could be various situations where it's like flipping a coin, where it's like up in the air. Now, the Two of Wands, yeah, that's the main vibe here. It's just like very unplanned with the Three of Wands. So something could be coming in much quicker than you expect to. So something happening, something coming in. So the energy just seems to be moving. So whether you're trying to make it move or whether you're trying to stop it from moving, it's doing what it's going to do. There's this powerful karmic energy. And I do think it could go in a way that you're not quite planning on it. And that's okay. Because for some of you, that's going to be a great thing, actually. So let's go through and do a quick recap. So we do have that twist or surprise here on the back end. So just keep in mind, whatever things you're dealing with, there could be a lot of little, like, we're going this way. Oh, now we're going that way. But if you kindly look in the box, position number one, we have the Ten of Wands with the Lovers in the upright. Now, I did say this could either represent a very heavy, significant connection that could be showing up here. If you're not watching this for love or anything like that, this is great for health, wellness, healing, whatever it might be. So whether it's going to get checkups, whether it's, focusing on your health regimen, stuff like that, there's good potential for healing the vessel. Moving to the center, we have the Death card with the Four of Pentacles, and this is where the energy started getting a little wonky, right? To me, this felt like a really powerful karmic shift or change. So whether it's within a person and how they're acting or a situation in general, Spirit's like, no, this needs to go this way, and we're going to make it happen. The universe takes the wheel, which could sometimes be frustrating. But there's only so many things we can control, right? And there could be certain things that might be out of your hands. Moving to the back end, we have the Three of Wands, big card of manifesting, with the Two of Wands in reverse. So it's like, all right, that's a surprise, or that was a twist, like something going in a direction you didn't foresee. So even if you did have something set out, planned, and I know Capricorns generally have great foresight, like you could see things a few steps ahead. That's a big Capricorn trait. But I do see the potential for various things surprising you or taking a twist, especially with the change in the middle. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. That could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. It's a beautiful way to support the channel. And I have much love for all my channel members. Put it down in the comments if you're interested. Okay, let's go. Let's get this shadow card going for my friends. Make it nice and quick. Ace of Swords. So that's okay. The Sword of Truth. So when I get a card of revealing and revelation showing up in the shadows, this absolutely represents new information coming to the table. So again, whether it's a work thing, relationship thing, anything, when I see this as the shadow card, it's like I'm gaining new insight, I'm gaining new information. So don't be surprised, especially with all the twisting, moving, and shaking we have in this week's reading, if certain facts or information come bubbling up here. Now, the shadow side of the Ace of Swords is sometimes it could be a little hurtful. So again, I'm not sure if this is someone's communication style where they might be being a little more blunt than they normally are. Nothing wrong with honesty, nothing wrong with being straightforward, but there is a difference between being honest and mean. Okay, so watch out for anyone that's a little too sharp with the tongue when this card shows up. So we're just going to put the Ace of Swords right there, my beautiful friends. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The November subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation and you'd like to have a little chat with me, you can book a personal reading with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. You'll see my digital calendar is open for the month of November. They're filling up pretty quick, so if you'd like to have a chat, come over and see me. But for the November subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of a lovely deck. It's fairly new. It's called Tarot of the Woodland Wardens. It has a whole bunch of fluffy critters. It's really adorable. I think everyone would like it. So if you like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, since it is November, what are you most grateful for right now? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.